Hello everybody, welcome back to Pachuca Park. We're going to have a really quick episode today. Not much to this one. As you can see, we're finally working on the Vekoma Tilt Coaster that we have here. Been wanting to build one of these ever since we found out that it was in the game, so I'm really happy to be doing it. Not entirely happy with this one. I could have done better, but I think in the future park I could do a much better tilt coaster with a lot better theming. This one, I saw the area and I felt like I couldn't leave it sitting there. So I wish we had the new gen Vekoma Tilt Coaster in the game, but we do what we got to do. Anyway, I have decided on the future coasters that we are going to build in future episodes. So the next episode is going to be a Vekoma launch coaster. It was going to be an arrow looper, but I changed my mind. I didn't really like how it looked. So it's going to be a Vekoma launch coaster. We're also going to be building an RMC T-Rex, and we're also going to be building a regular stand-up coaster. I have decided to do that one. So we will see how that goes. But anyway, this tilt coaster, I have a name for it already. It's called Vertika. I've been thinking of that name since, the coaster got announced to be in this game. I think with the vertical lift and stuff, I think, not the vertical lift, but the tilt track, I think that would really suit it. So this brake run, a lot of this is going to change. You'll see in the final build. Actually, probably the next episode, I might do like just an overview of what I've changed with the tilt coaster. As you'll see, we're going to put in like this hill. I didn't really like the hill with the trees, so I took that out, and I changed the brake run so we could keep the supports, because if you put the brake anything underneath the tilt track, the supports will just not appear anymore and they'll just go away. So anyway, and something you got to keep in mind, here's a tip for the tilt coaster: it goes really fast through the course. Always make your elements like bigger than how you would typically make them. See that element is nearly the size of the coaster, but it goes through it with a lot of speed, so just make your elements pretty big depending on how high your coaster is going to be. I wanted to go with more old school Vekoma layout because it's the old school Vekoma trains. There's not really much to go off of. There's only one of these old school tilt coasters, Gravity Max, so there's not really much I could do like inspiration wise. I'm hoping at some point they do add the new gen Vekoma Tilt Coaster into the game, and I think that would work out really well. I was hoping that would be what we see. Actually, I wasn't even expecting a tilt coaster to come into the game, so I'm just really happy we have one in general. And another tip, if it's not working for you, so basically you have to have 5 cars minimum, 5 cars maximum. You can't go over that, because if you go 6 cars, it'll treat the tilt track as a launch track and it'll launch one of them off. It's actually pretty funny. But just keep in mind that you need to have at most 5 cars to have the tilt track actually working. I picked this color scheme. I didn't really like it, so in the final build you'll see it'll be black. I think gray and orange is the one I picked for it. I was going to change the name, but I kept the name since I thought of it. Anyway, I believe I'm going to start working on the block zones now and testing it out. Yep, so I just did one through the coaster real quick, making sure all those block zones line up. And as you can see with that tilt track, the supports didn't load underneath it, and I really wanted that structure because I really wanted it. The whole positioning of it was that you look down the barrel at the entrance and you see it. That's the first thing you see, is this big tilt track, which is really intimidating. So it's hard to tell with the time lapse, but it's going through this course pretty fast. I don't think the friction is messed up. I think it's just the way that the tilt, like the gravity works on the tilt track, that it has more speed coming into it than if it was just like a traditional chain lift. So I thought about doing like this hill, and I did it. It looked okay, but I thought I could do, a lot better with not a lot better, but I thought it didn't fit the feel of the park. I was looking for one of an amusement park. The next park we'll do might have some mountains like this, but this park, I really just want it to be like just not a generic amusement park, but just like a regular amusement park that doesn't have too much theming, like a Cedar Point, basically, with some themed areas, but no crazy theming. Like you have the Frontier area, and that's Frontier Town, and that's basically all the theming you have, and it's not really too good of a theming. It's just a Western theme. They all have the Western theme, don't they? But we're putting in this path here, going over this bridge. Right next to this bridge is going to be our next coaster. If you check the community page, you'll see that the Vekoma launch coaster is going to be our next coaster. And you will, I do need names for that coaster. The Vekoma launch coaster is going to be this industrial, like plane themed coaster, because I want to lean into the little plane car that it has. This queue, I didn't really put much thought into it. I just snaked it around as much as I could. This park doesn't really have the biggest queues, I must say. This exit, I wanted it to go right over the lift, but obviously there's too much stuff in the way, and that worked. But the track is way too close to the what would be the guest view or the guest height. So I just put it under the hill a little bit. I think I'm gonna add a flat ride to this. I might do like that new arm ride or like the magic carpet around somewhere. But yeah, I think this park's finally coming together. I'm not sure when it's gonna end. I think probably when I run out of room or it starts getting too laggy, that's when I'll end the park. I don't really have like a set coaster count in mind for this one, so we'll just see how that progresses. We'll see how much we can get done with the station. Just adding some regular wooden pillars. I wanted it to kind of fit in with like a sort of like a light Viking theme, like that wooded theme we have with Rage. I kind of wanted to lead into that because the entrances are right next to each other. So it's something interesting you see there, that the pathway connected to the station and not just the exit. So that's interesting. It probably doesn't work, but interesting to see how that progressed. Just added some height to the building. Just didn't want to leave it as a plain roof. That wouldn't look very good. It looks pretty good next to behind that top spin we have there. And just some lighting in here, just so our station's all lit up. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for names for the T-Rex, the Vekoma launch, or the stand-up coaster, let me know. They're all going to be like just like a generic theme. Maybe the T-Rex will be themed to a snake or something, but we'll see. The stand-up coaster, though, I need suggestions for the theme because I don't really have a lot of ideas for that theme. Of that, it's not a pipeline, it's not a surf coaster, it's just a regular stand-up coaster like Green Lantern was at Great Adventure. But yeah, anyway, that's basically the end of this episode. There really isn't much to this episode, so I'm gonna go soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Really quick, bite-sized episode, but I'm gonna head out now. Have a good day, guys, and enjoy your ride on Vertika.
Yeah!